The latest polls in the presidential race showing the Vice President Harris gaining ground in some swing states and even eroding some of former President Trump's lead in Florida.
The Trump campaign is like a mess right now.
This race is back to being very, very close. Trump has a slight lead in certain places, but she's gaining.
By all accounts, Donald Trump's campaign is in trouble, and Kamala Harris is surging.
She's bringing out people who are not interested in voting for either Trump or Biden. So the entire electoral pool has changed.
And for his part, Trump's disciplined campaign is unraveling. The out-of-control Trump, suppressed in recent months with varying degrees of success, is back.
Listen, I had 107,000 people.
His claim last week that a massive crowd at a rally for Vice President Kamala Harris, quote, didn't exist. That Trump was nearly in a helicopter crash with former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown. That Harris only recently started identifying as black. That the crowd at his rally on January 6th was bigger than the one Martin Luther King Jr. had.
Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me. If you look at Martin Luther King, same number of people, if not, we had more.
It's ridiculous. It's as though he's lost control. And I know that there are billionaires who watch this show who are spending a lot of money on Donald Trump, and they don't understand why he's committing political suicide.
Okay. And so, headline, NBC News, Trump allies ratchet up pressure to refocus message and increase campaign intensity. Lawmakers, donors, and informal outside advisors have been asking Trump and top campaign aides to abandon the race-focused attacks on Harris.
And you've got to make this race not on personalities. Stop questioning the size of her crowds and start questioning her position when it comes to what did she do as Attorney General on crime.
But the campaign is not going to win talking about crowd sizes. It's not going to win talking about what race Kamala Harris is. It's not going to win talking about whether she's dumb. It's not. You can't win on those things. The American people are smart. Treat them like they're smart.
But a major rap coming against the Trump campaign is that his advisors are stupid. They seem to have been caught by surprise when President Biden, after the Republican convention, withdrew from the race, and Democrats quickly unified behind Kamala Harris. Former Republican Congressman Joe Walsh chunks it up to wishful thinking and narrow-mindedness on the part of the Trump campaign and the candidate himself.
Look, he wanted to run against Biden. He was going to beat Joe Biden. And they never really thought through the possibility that Biden could step down. Trump doesn't have a clue as to how to go after Kamala Harris. And it's in many ways, it's surprising. I mean, Trump's an idiot, so I get that he always figured I'm going to run against Biden. But the fact that his team didn't have a plan ready to go, knowing that Biden might step down.
There are some reports that Trump has lost faith in his top advisors and that his campaign is now mired in turmoil and infighting. The Anti-Trump Lincoln Project is amplifying all of this in a new ad and trying to play up Trump's possible insecurities about his own people.
Donald, they were wrong. Susie Wiles, Chris LaCivita, Tony the pollster, they got it wrong.
President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race.
They told you that Biden would never quit, that you should spend all that time, all that money, so much money, focusing on Biden, how he's too old. Now it's Harris. She's younger than you by a lot. Faster on her feet, better than Biden was on camera. They were wrong, but they're wrong a lot. Wrong that Vance would help you. You know he's terrible. Wrong that you have the race sewn up. It's sad, Donald. They spend more time trying to keep you under control than trying to win. More time trying to keep you from looking at what they're spending, what they're doing behind your back. Sad. Maybe you're losing your grip, Donald. Maybe you're the only one who could run your campaign. If Susie and Chris got it so wrong on Biden, what else have they screwed up?
The Lincoln Project understands, of course, that every day Donald Trump contradicts the message of his own campaign and allows his emotions and impulses to guide what he says instead of a political strategy, the chances of Trump losing increase. Ironically, given public polling on economic issues like inflation and security-related issues, including illegal immigration, the baseline of this race favors Donald Trump. But the trend line is now with Harris. And it's not just the White House that is in play. There are also down-ballot races that are now moving towards the Democrats.
And if it continues in this direction, you have to start to consider Democrats winning the Senate and Democrats winning the House. The actual people who are participating. She's got intensity now. She's got an intensity advantage. She's got a demographic advantage. And I haven't seen anything like this happen in 30 days in my lifetime.
That's right. A race that strongly favored the Republican presidential candidate a month ago now strongly favors the Democrat. And adding to the Harris momentum is her running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
Republicans used to be the people talking about freedom, not this group. When they talk about freedom, it means that the government should be free to invade your exam room with your doctor. Look, in Minnesota, we respect our neighbors and the personal choices they make. We maybe wouldn't make the same choices, but we respect them. And I know in Minnesota and in Arizona and places across this country, you know what makes society work best is when you learn a golden rule. Mind your own damn business. Mind your own damn business. We don't need it.
There is already some polling data that shows Walz is helping Democrats make inroads with working class Americans.
That's what Tim Walz is. He's just a regular dude, a regular guy, nothing fancy about him. And you can put him into states like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and he can talk to real, regular working class people. So I think that's a big, big help for the Democrats.
History has long shown, however, that a running mate usually doesn't make a huge difference in the ultimate presidential outcome. Walz could be the exception to the rule. But the more important factor right now in this campaign is that the top of the Republican ticket, Donald Trump, seems increasingly irrational and unpredictable. Trump appears to have lost confidence in his own campaign staff. The Trump message, as a result, is all over the place, and that's adding to the Harris-Walz momentum and causing Donald Trump's standing in this race to implode. By the way, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz keeps going viral for hitting Donald Trump where it hurts.
Hey everybody, Tim Walz here. Well, not a normal week, which is a good thing.
It's just an update video, but this latest post from the Democratic vice presidential candidate has generated over 2.5 million views.
This sign.
Another video of Tim Walz taking a selfie with Kamala Harris has more than 1 million. In just a few weeks, Tim Walz has become a political and viral sensation.
Wow.
Especially with millennial women.
After getting to know Tim Walz for the last few weeks, I have realized something, and it's very profound. He represents the dad that a lot of liberal women lost. A lot of us had moderate to conservative, educated, sensible fathers that we lost to Rush Limbaugh, that we lost to Fox News, that we lost to Donald Trump.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from S.J. Mullen, who writes, "They, Republicans, hate it. We are happy. Why does that make me happier for some reason?" I can relate. I look forward to reading your comments about the Trump campaign turmoil intensifying as the GOP panic grows. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.